Good evening, guys. This is Dr. Ken Long at Tortoise Capital Management, and I'm excited to give you an overview of a brand new course that we've put together called Creativity 202, the Fletcher Treatment for Traders. We'll be running this in conjunction with the Van Tharp Institute. I've partnered with Professor Angus Fletcher of The Ohio State University, the world's leading authority on the story science of creativity, and combined his material with that of the organizational storytelling expertise of my doctoral mentor, Dr. David Boji, and my own 27 years of teaching professional traders how to survive and thrive in these markets. And we've blended those courses together to offer you the following package. The Creativity 202 bundle is really 3 courses in one bundle. The Creativity 202 course, which we call the Fletcher Treatment for Traders, an extensive 30-lesson course that takes world-class story science and applies it to the practical craft of trading. I'm including the Creativity 101 course, which is my 10-hour course taught to all Army leaders in our military college, which gives you an introduction to the art and science of creativity as taught in the world, and then Resilience 101, which is a home study course on how to strengthen your spirit in times of crisis. And to be honest, we could all use a little bit more of that. You get to keep the last 2 no matter what as my gift, even if you discover that Creativity 202 is not really what you want, as my gift. The Creativity 202 lesson begins with an introduction to creativity and true storytelling, which comes from the lifelong work of my mentor, Dr. David Boji, which incorporates indigenous ways of knowing, non-Western ways of knowing, and the essence of artful storytelling in the way that we understand, perceive, and communicate about the world. I found this to be an amazingly powerful way to build collaborative learning spaces that are based on the principles of safety, trust, and truth, which inevitably leads to opportunity. I use it with my soccer team, my family, my business consultants, my military officers, and in my graduate level teaching at the master's and doctoral level in a number of different Tier 1 universities. This stuff is transformational. We're going to use that to help leverage the creative insights that come out of the 30 lessons that we're going to go through with the Fletcher treatment. And we're going to use that true storytelling power to really get the most out of our collaborative network. Each of those 30 lessons comes from one of Fletcher's research-based insights into story science and creativity. Each one of those could be the little spark that starts the flame of transformational insights. And the beauty of this course and the beauty of creativity is that you don't have to master all 30 lessons, or even most of the lessons. Any one of them could be the source of some amazing, powerful insight that is transformational. And when you put that kind of spark into a collaborative learning network that is built on safety, trust, and truth, opportunity inevitably results. So each lesson is going to begin with a very short, less than 1-page reading from Fletcher's Field Guide to Creativity for Army Leaders, a bestseller, and it has a Fletcher exercise or 2 that gives you an experiential insight into the point of that piece of literature, that short reading. I then build on that with a exercise and a insight about the art and craft of trading based on my years of experience. And then the third part of that weekly lesson is for you to explore the aha moments that will inevitably occur with respect to your own personal work in progress. So we're going to ask you to work on things that matter to you and try to bring creativity and problem solving to it. And then through the use of the Fletcher treatment, my exercises, and your reflection, you're bound to come up with some amazing insights each week. We then invite you to join us for collaborative office hours each week in order to network your insights using a true storytelling circle framework that respects your point of view. It features deep listening, no judgment, no processing, no advice, but simply an opportunity to share your personal true story of the insight you had that week in a safe, trusted, truthful network. After we hit the gong and we depart the sacred space, there's an opportunity for us then to do a second round of discussions to explore some of the opportunities that occur to us inevitably. But while we're in that sacred story space, we're going to practice telling the truth as much as we can and feel we should and could. And we're going to practice listening to the truthful stories of others so that we get habituated into what it feels like to live in the truth among trusted others. Those collaborative office hours are profoundly powerful and moving. And you're under no pressure to attend. It's just an amazing opportunity to share that collaborative space for an hour or so each week. And you can come as often or as little as you wish. You could give us a short essay in writing. You could send us a video testimony. You can just come and decide just to listen. Whatever it is you want to do, we respect that because it's going to be right. After those 30 lessons, we will conclude with a final wrap-up in which that we will map a path into the future of engagement with our community of practice if that's what appeals to you. We'll see how that goes. Those are all my points of contact for my professional footprints, and I just want to give you a quick peek at 4 things that have come out of our pilot program that I consider to be transformational. I have an individual client who has developed what he calls sniper trading, which is the minimum viable product for robust trading in the markets every day with low-risk ideas. It features finding and then trading critical states that are based on either location or volatility, and really the combination of both of those. When you have special locations and special volatility, you have amazing results. And that course is being offered to the world in a very popular package. That was all developed as a result of one of the insight sessions that we had in our pilot program. Here's 2 that happened this week. On the right-hand side, you see a trade that is using visual box trading that identifies a routine noise box, and then at the open, waits for a box to move. It gets short. It covers at 3R. When the indicator suggests the long side bias is in order, it gets a quick 1R and then 3.5 more R for a total of 6R for the day in the first hour with a very clean screen, all based on visual box trading, a insight that came out of one of the lessons that we had on creativity with reframing and looking at minimal viable products. So there's no telling what could happen. On the left-hand side was another one from just yesterday in which we were exploring the variability of intraday volatility on 1-minute bars, and we put together a pseudo code that would allow us to begin exploring ways to develop modifications to our frog box, our noise box for use for intraday movements to conduct some algorithmic trading. In another session, we brought together a half a dozen of our interns who have been progressing through our foundations course very successfully and are now at the point where they are creating their own niche courses. And this is the pathway that we followed in the trader's journey that came out of storytelling with respect to the hero's journey with respect to the trading journey. We had them take the foundations course as a result of that insight, offered some internships, did consistent coaching, taught them how to assess their first 50 trades, the next 200 trades, and developed a technique for continuous systematic self-assessment in order to discover areas of strengths and weaknesses that we could coach our way through. At the halfway point, they developed a reflective learning journal that gave a holistic and heuristic story about the path that they had taken to date and helped them to develop a learning program for the next 30 days and their next 230 days to develop a vision of the future in which they were comfortable being an autonomous island of individual effort, but connected by niche bridges to the expertise of others and to be able to offer their expertise as niche traders to others. And they wrote about the things that they'd wished they'd known at the start of the journey and what they would tell the younger self when starting out, all as a result of the importance of storytelling on this path towards mastery of craft knowledge. Here's Tim Uberhorst, who is showing what that first 200 trades of that experience was like for him. He's got a great histogram, no trades worse than 1R, a natural, normal-looking curve in the middle that is positive expectancy, and with the possibility of a fat right tail. His improvements in his average R per trade is measured and observable, and his cumulative R continues to grow. At the end of 200 trades, his win rate was 3-2, 48% to 28%, and his average win was 0.8 compared to an average loss of 0.4. So that's a 3-2 win rate and a payoff rate of 2-1. How often do you want to trade that way? All the time. And these were the results of the insights that he came up with as a result of his reflective learning. He used a systematic process for reflective learning, which is what we teach and which came out of a Creativity 202 pilot insight, where we look at plan, prepare, execute, and assess as the 4 phases of the trading life cycle. And we took a look at specific topics and what we were doing that we wanted to sustain, what we wanted to improve on, and selected certain actions that with our accountability partner would allow us to make continuous improvement. Phil Book writes beautifully about the things that he learned as a result of going through that structured trading path to excellence. And I'll let you read that. And Tim Uberhorst also gave us some insights about his particular insights. My favorite one of all of these is probably this one. He learned that it is important to fail fast, fail now, fail forward, fail by design, fail under controlled conditions with a safety net, so that you can gain balance quickly and learn to walk. The same way that a child learns to walk, the same way that a child learns to speak, we can learn to trade by trading under controlled conditions and learning from the evidence of our own actions. By making the mistakes and learning from them, we have an important pathway to learning of how to trade. So you only get to mastery in a craft by the doing of it, not the reading about it. And so Tim and Phil, I'm just so proud of the work that they've done, and part of that was their willingness to venture into the creativity space, and then in the safe, trusted, truthful, protected space of a true story circle with trusted others, opportunities naturally emerge. And so we are inviting you to join us on this pathway. I hope that you take advantage of this opportunity for this groundbreaking workshop that is not found anywhere else in the world. Nobody else knows Angus Fletcher and David Bogie and has my experience in trading and in teaching of trading. And nobody else has a collaborative, trusted, safe learning space like we do in our community of practice. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to work with you, and I humbly invite you to come join us. There's my contact information if you'd like to follow up with me, and we look forward to getting this thing started soon, and hope to see you in the course. Take good care.